Inel, do you know what the best feeling in the world is?
Is it beating a boss after messing up loads of times?
Could be.
Oh, no, wait. You know when you get a new skin in a game without having to buy it? I love that. Yeah. Oh, actually, blue shelling someone at the last minute and getting to win the race.
Very good options, all of them, those. Yeah, to be fair.
What? Not one of them?
No, for me, it's a time where you've got a new game all loaded up. You're ready to go. You're getting locked in. You've got a chocolate friend ready to give you a little power up, an energy boost before you get stuck in.
Okay, now we're talking, Steph. Especially if it's a solid slab of milk chocolate in between two crisp biscuits.
Oh, you know the one, Inel. It makes the world's most satisfying snap when you take a bite. It's got to be a pick-up bar.
So good. Hey, do you go for the OG pickup? You know, the one in the blue box?
Oh, that is a classic. But I've been venturing out into the salted caramel one recently as well, just a bit of variety, you know. There are a bunch of different flavours out there. Whichever one you go for, there's no better snack for when you're getting ready to pick up your controller and get going into a big gameplay sesh.
Mm-hmm. And they're super easy to eat as well. No chocolatey fingers all over your controllers. Yeah. All thanks to the two crisp biscuits hugging the chocolatey slab.
Absolutely. And you can find out more by just searching Pick Up Biscuits on your phone.
Pick up and go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Press X to Continue. Now, you might be a hardcore gamer. You might just play now and again. You might not play at all, but maybe your partner does. Or you just like watching people play on Twitch, on YouTube, and places like that. Whatever your relationship is with gaming, it doesn't matter. We are here for the chat, the news, the reviews, and much more that you need to know about in this space. This is the respawning.
Oh,
it's a good word, isn't it?
I like that. Do you know what? Really admiring how you're making this like such a nice, welcoming place, you know. It's nice.
Thank you,
you're saying everyone's welcome, isn't it?
Thank you. That's Inel Tomlinson. He's my energy giver. He's the good egg. He's the actor and comedian who's with us on Press X to Continue. We are so excited, aren't we, Inel, to be bringing the pod to people in new places. All the usual podcast apps, your Spotifys, your Apples, everywhere else. We are here. You can subscribe to us, and we're dead chuffed about that.
Do you know what? I want people to let us know where they're listening. Like, where are they listening to our pod when they're listening to it? Are they doing their laundry? Are they in the office? Are they on the commute to work? Like, I want to know, like, where in the house or where in the world are you when you're listening to Press X?
Get involved. We love hearing from you. We had such an interactive community of people that loved the show last time. We want that to be the same again. So let us know. Get in touch. Press X Pod or Press X Podcast on TikTok, Insta, and Blue Sky. Find us there. Now, we've got a brand new Press X tradition that we started last week, didn't we? Where we would kick off the show with an unpopular opinion. And our guest this week to start that trend again in episode 2 is the brilliant, moved all the way to LA to get as far away from us as physically possible. And following a successful flat move, and now with stable Wi-Fi connection, it's our Press X Hollywood correspondent. It's Claire. How are you, Claire?
I'm very well. Wow, Hollywood correspondent.
Hollywood correspondent.
It's good, isn't it? It's good,
I love it.
It's giving you a bit of pep,
Yeah,
Claire.
hey, look at the grin.
She's chuffed, smiling.
She's well chuffed for that.
No pressure. I'll try my best.
Coming to us live from Hollywood Boulevard as we speak. Now, Claire, so this new tradition we've got, okay? We are kicking off every episode with an unpopular opinion. Now, Inel and Frankie Ward gave us their unpopular opinions last week. It's me and you this week. But since, you've dialed in all the way from LA after having a stressful flat move, I think it's only fair that you can start us maybe if you want to, or you can let me go first if you want. What would you like? Do you go first or second on the unpopular opinions?
I'll go second, please.
Okay, Claire's going to go second. So my unpopular opinion.
Listen, I got a preview of it last week and you were getting heated.
Yeah, I was getting preview. My unpopular gaming opinion is that video games these days are too long. They're too long. They don't need to be 100 hours. I haven't got 150 hours to play Baldur's Gate or Final Fantasy 14.
You ain't got it.
I haven't got that time. I don't have 100 hours to play Tears of a Kingdom. I don't have it. The new Zelda game. I don't have 100 hours. Give me more gaming experiences of a AAA quality, please, that are 10, 20 hours max. That's what I want. I want to get in, I want to play my game, I want to finish the storyline, I want to tick it off my list, and I want to move on to something else.
Hey,
unless you're a multiplayer only sports or shooting game, that is I'm putting that in like a little bracket to one side.
Yeah?
Okay, its own
Brackets.
bracket. Everything games are too long, make them shorter. Thank you very much. Here endeth the lesson.
Woo! What? This is
Am
the
I
most
wrong? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. I agree with you 100%. I just never seen you this animated.
It just like I can remember when my first son was born. I was like, have you played Elden Ring? Have I played Elden Ring? I haven't got 400 hours. Thank you very much to play Elden Ring. I'd love to play Elden Ring. But surely there is a way, Claire, of giving me that flavour of mystery, of fantasy, of journey, of adventure, but just in 10 to 15 hours.
I thought you were going to say 10 to 15 minutes.
I feel like this is hashtag dad problems. I feel like that's where you're coming from, which, I don't disagree with you. I'm going to be an in-between here. I don't disagree with you. I do think like games like Baldur's Gate, they're beautiful, wonderful, brilliantly acted. I'm barely through Act 1. I'm still in the bloody Underdark. Like I can't get out. I can't get out the goddamn arc. I just can't get out. It's too dark in here. I just can't do it. I was doing a panel recently, actually, up in New York State.
Hollywood correspondent. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, you weren't wrong.
I was doing a panel, and it was the Baldur's Gate cast. And I did a little bit of preamble before for the fans, and I was like, I'm still in the Underdark, and they all burst out laughing at me. I was humiliated by 1,500 people just laughing at my face. So I get it. Like, it's too long. Things are too long. But there are so many games out there nowadays that kind of satisfy different needs. If you want to get immersed in, Baldur's Gate or anything like that and really get into the story, that's there for you, right? But I play a lot of indie games that are, I would say, too short. And sometimes I want more of that. So, there are games out there. If you just want to pick them up for a couple of hours,
Yeah, I think there is an answer to my problems, but certainly in the indie space. But we were talking about this a little bit in our episode last week, and if you've missed our first episode, go back and listen to it. We were talking about sort of industry layoffs, and we were talking about how the game space is sort of changing, and actually the industry, maybe gaming, needs to do a better job of pointing people in the direction of these of independent games that are really cool, really amazing, and tell brilliant stories and can be really moving. But we don't do necessarily, the industry doesn't do a great sort of job of pointing you in that direction enough, maybe. So maybe, yeah, I'm sure they're out there, but it's like when everybody's playing the big AAA thing, you want to be you want to be chatting with a gang over a pint, you don't want to miss out. But I can't. I have to miss out if you have got to spend tens of hours to even be able to have a conversation with someone about something, and I think for me, I know people love investing. And I'm not saying that MMO, massively multiplayer online games should be short. I'm saying that there should be a space for games for people who want to spend 300-400 hours into a title. That's cool. But there should be more spaces for people who want to play AAA bangers but have got no more than 20 hours to give.
I hear you.
Steffan, can I ask a question, genuinely? Do you think...
okay, yes, you can.
I'm going to ask it anyway. I don't
have a choice.
Do you think that it's your age and life choices that are making you angry about this issue?
I wasn't going to say it, Claire, but boy.
Do you think? We need to know.
Wow.
Me and Inel, we need to know. And the people.
Straight from the Hollywood correspondent.
At the start of our first episode, Frankie Ward had a go at me. At the start of this episode, Claire's having a go at me. So look, this is Press X to Continue. Welcome along to the family. If you agree with me that games should be shorter, then you know what to do. Find us on social media, Press X Pod, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky. We're there. If you comment on one of our posts, Inel, what are we going to do?
Oh, we're going to reply. And then we're also going to send them to the Discord.
Thank you. Yes. Nailed it.
Yeah.
We are slick. We're going to reply. We're going to react. But also, we're going to send you a link to our brand new Discord.
Indeed.
Claire, you in on the Discord yet?
I will be shortly.
Sure. I don't think anyone's in this Discord, you're plugging the Discord. Who's there?
Well, we're all going to be there by the time this is out. We're all going to be there.
All right, you know what? Let's make it a thing. We're all going to be in the Discord.
We're all going to the Discord. And Claire, so your unpopular gaming opinion, would you like to share with us, please?
Okay, this will be quite controversial.
Uh-oh.
I'm saying that first-person shooters are boring. That's what I'm going to say. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay.
That's
like
it.
all of them.
That's it.
Wow.
I'm just going to mic drop here and leave. That's it.
Wow. She said all of them.
First-person shooters are boring.
She said, if I can't see the protagonist, it's boring.
I'm out.
I'm
out.
If
I'm only seeing
Wow.
If I'm only seeing the barrel of a gun, I am out.
Now, let me explain. Okay.
She said, if I have to look down to see my feet.
If I can only see my little index finger and the feet, I'm not interested.
Okay, Claire, go on.
Okay, let me explain. I have been a fan of games like Battlefield. I freaking love playing Halo online with friends. You know, I have enjoyed those games, but I don't understand how they are so enjoyable to the point that you're returning again and again. For me, it's like, cool. It's like the equivalent of feeling angry and punching a pillow. I don't know if you guys have ever punched a pillow when you're frustrated. I quite enjoy it. So when I'm frustrated, I punch a pillow. I'm like, oh, I just want to get out some aggression, or I go to the gym, you know, pump some iron. So with first-person shooters, I enjoy it because I'm like, yes, this is all I need right now, whatever. But generally after that, I'm like, what are we getting out of it? I don't really understand beyond that, because for me, an hour or two with friends, fine. Can't say that I don't understand why the genre is so blooming huge. Just unless you're. Do you
feel the same way with VR titles?
I'm not that keen on the VR titles either, and also I get motion sickness with VR, even though I have a VR headset.
I'm with Claire on the VR. I think. I mean, we will get around to this at some point.
You can't do VR, can you?
Well,
you can't do it.
Wait, I'm not interested.
Can't do
Boring.
it.
Move on.
Not interested.
Not interested at all. Not interested.
Just not interested.
Not interested. If I never play a VR game again, cool. I won't lose any sleep over it.
Whoa! You've already had your unpopular opinion. What's going on, bro?
So look, let us know what you think of Claire's unpopular opinion. Do you think the first-person shooters should just stop? Have we had enough first-person shooters now?
Wow.
Then let us know. Get in touch. You know what to do. Comment now on our social media channels. Press X Pod on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky. We are going to be there. Right. So this episode, we could do with some Western music here, Inel, really.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know, like some Red Dead 2 stuff, you know, some...
We're sticking with the Red Dead theme.
Yeah, we are, actually. It's a bit of a theme, actually, after last week, isn't it? Go back and listen to last week's pod, and that will make sense. Because we are talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Ooh,
see what we did there?
I see.
Yeah.
You have been playing too much Red Dead.
The good, the bad, and the ugly of gaming in 2024. So we're going to be reflecting on the stuff that we've loved, the stuff in the game space that we've enjoyed, the stuff that we thought was a bit rubbish, and the stuff that is frankly ugly. And so we're going to get into that now with Claire, with Inel, and of course, you share your thoughts with us as well on social media. So let's start then. Should we start on a positive foot, Inel?
Yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah. What's been your good?
What's in my good
of 2024? Let's celebrate
some
some good
it
stuff.
Came out in the beginning months, I should say, I guess the first quarter of 2024, and mine is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Okay, talk to me more about Prince of Persia.
It's a
then.
Metroidvania, and Prince of Persia has been having kind of a bit of a resurgence of late. I believe it's like an anniversary this year. There's been 2 Prince of Persia games that have come out this year. One's in early access, and the other one, which I'm talking about today, is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, out on pretty much all platforms. And it's a Metroidvania, going back to the old 2D style of Prince of Persia. And it's absolutely incredible. It's so good as a not just as a Metroidvania, but just as a video game as a whole. There's so much like useful kind of features in the game. When I'm playing, I'm like, why didn't other games have this? They have a feature, right, where if you find a secret in the game, you can take a picture like in the game to save it, and it will save on your map that picture of that special hidden thing that you found, but you have to come back to. So like, oh, there's a special wall here, and I know I need to come back to this because there's a secret here. Take a picture, and it just puts it on your map, and so you can come back later. So when you're looking at the map again, and you're like, oh yeah, there was that secret that I found. I took a picture of it. And I was like, why doesn't other games have it? It's such a cool mechanic.
Genius. That's absolutely genius.
It's so good, and it just like it makes you get even more involved in the world as you're playing.
Yeah, Metroidvania, for people who aren't up on it, it's like it's basically it's a two-dimensional platformer, but you can go up, forward, and back, right?
Yes, and it's very much about gaining abilities and then coming back to areas with your new abilities and being able to kind of traverse them in different ways.
Yeah. Do you like Metroidvanias? Do you like sort of that old school gaming style, Claire, where you go back to the 2D, the 2D experience?
Yeah, I do, because I kind of grew up with games like that. So for me, it feels very nostalgic, actually. I don't tend to play those games very much now in my adult life, but there's something really hypnotic and comforting about watching it. And something kind of, I think nowadays we're very spoiled with how brilliant games can be. And when I go back and I just do very simple 2D retro kind of games, I find them harder to play, weirdly. I don't know if you guys find that as well. Because I'm like, I can't move the way I want. And then you have to kind of, it's like two different types of gaming brains. Our brains are trained for high technology, and then you've got to go back into that kind of zone. So yes, I do enjoy them, but I just don't play them as much as I used to, which is a shame.
Metacritic, which is the aggregator of all the sort of reviews of the game, are giving it an 86 out of 100. So that's impressive, Inel, isn't it? I mean, we've talked, all the games that we've mentioned so far in Press X have been really good ones. That's another one. That's
I think a lot of people have probably forgotten about it because it released at I believe it was January.
It was January 18th, so right at the start of the year.
Do you see what I mean? So a lot of people have forgotten about it by now, but like I definitely say go back to it. The developers, unfortunately, they're not going to be making a sequel. But definitely go play this. You'll have a lot of fun with this.
What is the connection with Prince of Persia, etc.? Because I can remember we've very recently, me and you were both at an event at BAFTA, sort of celebrating 17 years of Assassin's Creed, which of course came out from a Prince of Persia game that was going to be a sequel to a Prince of Persia game originally, right? And there's movies of Prince of Persia, there's cartoons of Prince of Persia.
It's the spiritual spin-off, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's something about that setting, that scene, that sort of is quite evocative, right? And does that come through in the game?
It does, particularly with the voice talent as well. Like every character is voiced in this, and I love it because you hear such a breadth of like diverse voices within this title, and it's like and the acting is so on point, and it's one of those titles where it takes you back to obviously Persia, but like the I guess the old school kind of Super Nintendo, PlayStation era kind of platform kind of games, and it modernizes it like the features that I was talking about earlier, and brings it to 2024. And it's one of those games where it's just really fun to play. It's about 20 hours long. It doesn't waste your time. And as I said, it's like, if you're looking for a really cool title, check this one out. Yeah, okay, great. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, Inel's good of 2024. Very good. I'm going to go, Claire, if you don't mind me jumping in next. I'm quite excited about my choice for the good of 2024. Because I played this when I needed a game where I sort of took them. You know, games sometimes give you a mental load, don't they? There's a lot of pressure. You've got to go to this checkpoint. You've got to collect this. You've got to play for 100 hours. No, you've got to go to this checkpoint. You've got to collect this thing. You've got to get there, do this quest, do that. This is a game where you turn on, you log in, you drop down, and you shoot some aliens for 40 minutes, and then you stop. You have a cup of tea and you go to bed and everything is good with the world. This is Helldivers 2, which is a cooperative online shooter. You can get on the PS5 and the PC. It's basically Starship Troopers, the video game, right? But we're not calling that Helldivers 2. And I loved it because there's a real community of people who played it. It's a game. What I love about this game, what I think games are super clever, is when you can pick up a game and play it straight away. Mm-hmm. But also, there are layers of depth to it. Like when I played with Inel, he knew what loadouts he needed, where he needed to be. He had all the gear, and I was a newbie at the time, and I was just following him around, having a lovely time. And it's that depth. Super citizen. That's me.
Yeah, that's Inel. But it's that depth of experience, Claire, that I think games can give you. They're different, sort of movies and TV, sort of to an extent. But this is a game where, like, if you really want to jump in deep, you can do that. Or if, like me, you want to pick up and play, blast some stuff, and then go home, you can do that as well. So I don't know if you played it, Claire, or if you like those sorts of titles.
I do. And it's funny as you're describing, Helldivers because I'm like, God, Steffan really hates long games. Like you're really on brand with this. Like, I just can't stand games that are longer than an hour.
I just want to jump in and jump out.
But you know what's interesting? Last week we talked about, I ended up talking about my favourite games of all time. They're all quite long. God of War 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, Last of Us 2, what was the other one? Metal Gear Solid, the original. And what was the other one? I can't remember now.
Was this pre-father era? Your pre-father days?
Yeah, this was it.
All those games
this
were
was pre-dad,
Yeah,
maybe. This is pre-dad.
That's what that is.
But there was a real fun sort of satire of the game as well, Claire. It really sort of had its tongue in its cheek and was taking the piss, basically, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I've not had a chance to play Helldivers, but I've watched many hours of it on people streaming, and people keep saying to me, "You got to stream this game. You got to play this game. It's so good. It's such a laugh." I love
Claire,
games.
you'd absolutely love it.
I know, and this is going to feed into my good in a second. But like, I really, really like games like that where it feels like you can be totally immersed and totally in a world, but with your friends. And actually, I agree with Steffan in this case. Just jumping in and out, I don't have all the bandwidth sometimes to sit with a game for 3 hours like I did before. Like, I set up my Switch in my living room in my new apartment. I haven't played it for a year. And I played one Grand Prix and I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I'm out. I'm tired. I'm so tired.
Yeah, you don't want to be tired playing a video game.
No.
But what's clever about Helldivers, why I really enjoyed it, what I think was quite unique, is that, you know, games often are obviously they're procedural, they're computer generated. Obviously, that's the whole idea. But what I loved about Helldivers is there was one dude who was like the games master, basically in charge of making sure that when you were playing against the computer elements, the PvE stuff, the play versus environment stuff, there was one man whose job it was to make sure that he's like a Dungeons and Dragons GM, sort of in charge of it all. And I love the power that one guy in Scandinavia somewhere had on his computer. He could control it all, and I loved it. Another high Metacritic score, 83. Let me know what you thought of Helldivers 2. I've shouted out Inel. I'm also going to shout out Ali Plum, friend of the podcast, because he helped me out on loads of fun Helldivers sessions late at night with my newborn child in, sort of asleep next to me. So Helldivers 2 was my good.
Hold on,
was really fun.
Does this get a Steffan Dad of Approval sticker as well?
Yeah. I think this is a good dad game.
There we go.
Approval sticker. It's a thing.
Approval sticker.
It's a great.
You don't have to be a parent to listen to this podcast, but it's just my world.
It's just got your special stamp on
that's
it.
my place. It's my world at the moment, Claire. You know, what can I say? I've got to share. It's a podcast. You've got to give of yourself, haven't you?
We need to get some stickers made. A little stamp for Steffan. Just
Dad seal of approval. Thank you. So, Claire, what's your good of 2024?
My good of 2024 is Chained Together. I love Chained Together.
Oh, so tell us, people don't know about Chained Together. Tell us about it.
For the lovely listeners at home, Chained Together is a very simple concept. You are chained with a number of people, I think up to 4 people. You play online with your friends and you have to traverse. You're going through hell. You're ascending through hell, and then you get to Earth, and you can keep going up and up and up. But the chained part is hard because you have to coordinate, spikes and climbing and jumping at the same time. So there's lots of like things to traverse as you go through the levels and go up. And it's absolutely hilarious. It's about teamwork. It shows I actually think when you're playing together as well, you can see the types of personalities that come out in your friendship groups. Who's a leader, who likes to just have a laugh, who's naughty, who's just kind of going along with it, that kind of thing. We started to kind of almost role play as we were doing it. We played like a grandfather, a dad, and a son. As we were playing it, I was like, "Father, help me, Father!" It's like it's so ridiculous. It's such a simple game. You can pick up. Anyone can play it. You just pick it up and play it, and just have a laugh. And that kind of goes in with the sort of dad seal of approval, I suppose.
Are you handing out dad seals of approvals as well, Claire? I like it.
Look, if anyone's a top dad, that's me. I'm a childless dad when it comes to games. Childless dad in the house. I really loved Chained Together, and that's the kind of game because I've just I moved last year and everything's quite chaotic still. I just want to pick up a game and play it with my friends and have a laugh for an hour and a half. And it's prime example of how, and it became very, very popular on stream. People were talking about it a lot. Everybody was kind of playing it at one point. Great example of how you don't have to be a AAA plus whatever game. This is just a very simple concept, but it works. Simple is best.
Yeah.
We have to play Press X Chain together.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
For those that haven't seen it, as soon as you see a trailer of it or just some visuals of it, you're like, I want to play that.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, it reminded me of a lot of a game called Gang Beasts that Devolver Digital did, which is all about holding hands, and I loved that. But this is a bit more chaotic version of that. It's a PC game. It hasn't got a Metacritic score yet, so you've got no sense of what the critics are saying. You can see that some people might not like it because maybe it's a bit janky around the sides, and is it finished? I don't know. But if you want an experience that Claire's just been describing or having a laugh with your mates, then check out Chain Together. It's only available on PC at the moment. But if you've got a PC and you want to try that, then Chained Together is Claire's shout. Very good one indeed.
It is.
So the next category is pretty self-explanatory. We've done the good. So let's do the bad. I'm going to start the bad. If that's cool with everyone, I feel like I just, you want
to get off your chest. Yeah?
I don't want to say that I've become like I'm not a stuck record. I'm not a broken record. I have varied opinions on lots of things. Okay. I have a variety of things I like to think. Okay. But my bad for 2024 rather, live service games.
Ooh.
Right? Live service games
in
and
one bag.
The obsession about live service games specifically. So for example, Skull and Bones.
Oh.
Okay, came out early in the year. Came out in February. It's inspired by Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It is a pirate game where you're sailing the seven seas. Love it. No need for that to be an open a live service game. That could be an adventure game that you play with a tight storyline where you go off and you learn about pirates and whatever and have fun sailing the seven seas. Brilliant. Instead, it's a live service game where you go and do fetch quests back and forth all day long. Metacritic score of 59 out of 100 on PS5.
Do you know what? Okay. The game you're describing there's a game.
Well, it's already there. Sea of Thieves. Just go and play that.
Or Like a Dragon coming out. Pirate Yakuza.
Well, I will. Right, great. But Skull and Bones didn't need to be a live service game. It was first announced in E3 2017. It didn't come out till this year. Didn't need to be a live service game. Suicide Squad came out this summer. Recycled activities, boring fetch quests, back and forth. 60 Metacritic score. Again, would have been a brilliant linear came out in February, sorry, not in the summer, but could have been a brilliant linear story-driven superhero game. Instead, has to be a live service game. And therefore, it's just full of flab. We don't do anything.
Wow.
Concord.
He said he had to get to the gym.
Concord. Right? I'm in the flow, Inel. Don't stop me. I'm in the flow. Concord, 62 on the Metacritic score. Arguably, the biggest entertainment flop of all time. This was a PS5 online multiplayer game, if you didn't know. It cost millions and millions of pounds to make, 8 years to develop it. It's not fair to developers.
It's not.
Don't ask them to make a game that you then close down 2 weeks later because not enough people are playing it.
You can't do that.
So there's no need for so many live service games. Not all games need to be live service games like Fortnite. You don't have to do it. Thank you very much. I'm done.
I'm with you. Wow.
Can I ask a question? Why do you think people, because I'm with you with live service games. I don't really understand. I don't really enjoy them. But like, why do you think people enjoy them? Because they're huge. So
I think there are some that own the space. Fortnite owns the space. Warzone owned the space for a while, maybe less so now. But there are big live service games that made a ton of money, especially in lockdown. Mm-hmm. And I think people are trying to replicate that sort of return on your investment, I suppose, the way of making money. I was saying this last week.
The issue is there's just not enough time in the day. Like, there's not enough time for everyone to play all these games, because these games need to be played all the time. And like, it's one of those things where, like, I joke about it with my partner all the time. You can choose one. You can choose one live service game. If you're going to play one, you can choose one, because that's all you got time for.
Yeah.
Because you ain't got time to just live.
People are still obsessed with Destiny 2, and that's been out for however many years.
Let it go.
Claire doesn't like it, first person shooter.
Oh, of course you don't.
Like, I had a friend of mine, and he's in his late 60s now, back in London, and he got really into Destiny 8 years ago, and he like was always, and I was quite in admiration of him because he's an older gamer as well, which is, I think, rare for his generation, but cool as well. And every time we spoke on the phone, he would go on about Destiny and he would try and get me to download it. He would try and get me to join. And I said to him, why don't you play Halo with us? This was during lockdown, and he gave it a go, but he was like, it's no Destiny. I am sick of hearing, when I hear Destiny, I get like this Pavlovian response, like, no, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I think good live service games, and I loved Warzone. It got me through lockdown. It was amazing.
There's some great ones out.
Yeah, some amazing ones out there. My point is, not every game needs to be that. Skull and Bones, Suicide Squad could have been brilliant games if they weren't live service. Right, that's me. I've got that off my chest. Inel, you're bad, please.
Well, speaking of live service, do you know what? This isn't a bad game, my one. I'm just more disappointed with it. My game is Multiverses.
You loved the beta of this, didn't you?
Multiverses first came out in, I believe it was like 2022. And it was around, they had it around for like 11 months, I believe. It was a beta, free to play on PlayStation and PC. And it was super fun. It's basically Smash Brothers with Warner Brothers characters. So you got Shaggy, you got like a Game of Thrones characters in there. You got Batman, Superman, that sort of thing. And it's basically Smash Brothers with Warner Brothers. It was super fun to play, super fun. And then they disappeared at the end. I think summertime of 2023, they disappeared for a year, and they just came back and they ruined it. They chucked in loads of like microtransactions and live service stuff, and it's just not as fun to play anymore.
Because of all of the bits, not the gameplay, but all the bits on the side.
You need to grind a lot to just unlock the characters. So all the characters you want to have, unless you pay money, you have to play for a long time, just like 10 hours, just to unlock one character, and it's just not fun.
I think the word, when you've got to use the word grind, in my opinion, that is an instant.
And you can't really, like, their characters are great, but when you have like Nintendo with Smash Bros over there and they've got like hundreds of characters that you can choose from, you can't then have your game where you've paywalled all the cool characters.
On paper it should have been fun, but it was fun. The actual playing bit was all
the
right.
mechanics of it were great. Like it plays slightly differently to Smash Brothers, but at the same time, it's still one of its direct competitors, and people just look to that and it's like,
yeah, I don't know about you.
It's a shame. That's why I'm saying I'm disappointed with it, because it was a good game that went away and then came back not so strong.
That is sad when that happens, Claire, isn't it? You know, when you're excited for something, then it comes and it's like, oh.
It is, and I think what puts me, I know you mentioned about the microtransactions and the grind, and as a gamer, that puts me off a lot. I mean, I understand why companies are doing that. I understand why games are doing that. Like, I understand that they need to make money, but I find it cynical. It takes the enjoyment out of things as well when you start adding all of that in. And it's a reason why I've kind of fallen off a lot of games. I'm like, I just want the developers and the gaming companies to want me to enjoy the game without trying to like stick their hands in my pocket or put up paywalls or make me grind a million hours. I'm not 10 years old anymore. I don't have time to grind.
I think it's like it's games companies trying to find a way of making money back, right? Because it just costs so much to make this stuff now that you're trying to find ways of making cash, and sometimes that comes at the expense of the experience itself. So that was bad for Inel. What was bad for you, Claire?
I'm gonna go slightly off-piste here, but it's a 2024 thing. Borderlands the movie.
I don't think you need to say much more, to be honest.
Moving on.
I think I think we all agree.
That's fine. I'll just take off. Thank you.
It was bad, though, wasn't it?
It was bad. Like I think when I was like, seeing the trailers and on the run up to the movie's release, I kind of just wondered why. There's not very many video game movies that I really enjoy anyway. I love Eli Roth. I interviewed him over summer at a convention. And
Hollywood correspondent.
He's
there
lovely. And I actually respect him so much more as a director after speaking to him. So I was very intrigued when Borderlands came out because he loves what he does and he's just a huge movie dork and he enjoys it. But it's just a shame, it just fell flat. And I think that happens for me anyway for a lot of the video game movies. So this wasn't a surprise. This was just a bad movie. It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, the cast are so good. You know, there's some really... Kate Blanchett's amazing. And I blooming love Jamie Lee Curtis. I've met her a few times as well. And she's an incredible woman. And Eli Roth, great director. But no, that was my bad of 2024. So I would say don't even... I wouldn't even recommend watching out of morbid curiosity. just get on with your life. It's fine. It's fine.
Do you know what? I get the impression it's one of those movies that just had too many chefs. There was way too many people trying to make decisions on it.
Yeah.
And it just didn't.
Because on paper, that should work. And we've now seen...
it should be amazing.
You know, we've seen... I mean, The Last of Us TV show, for example, shows that you can cross the mediums now and do it really well. But clearly didn't work for Borderlands. I hate finishing the pod on a downer, but we are... It does go good, bad, ugly. So here we are on the ugly side.
Hey,
Things
I'm
might get a bit...
redefining my ugly.
Oh, yeah. Now, Claire, ours, in terms of ugly, is the same. Well, firstly, before we get on to that, let us know if you agree with Claire, by the way, about the Borderlands film. Maybe you're one of the few people that actually loved it. Then find us on social media, PressXPod, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky. Comment there, and then we'll add you into the Discord as well. Did you love the Borderlands movie? Do you disagree with Claire? Let us know. But yeah, let's get on to the ugly then. Something that maybe you had really high hopes of, and then you played it like Multiverses, and you thought, that is more than bad, that is ugly. Let us know. Maybe it's a game that was so broken you found it totally unplayable. Now, I think, Claire, our ugly of 2024 is the same thing or a similar thing. So why don't you go explain it, and I'll add in as well.
Sure. So classing this, it could have been bad. It was bad, but I'm just going to call it ugly. It was the demise of Insomnia, the gaming festival, which was hugely... It was just a wonderful event that happened twice a year for gamers. And I think it started up in like 1997 or something like that by Player One Events, and then it got taken over, I think, in 2015 by Supernova, and sadly closed its doors very shortly after this year's event earlier in the year in March. And I was there in March. I felt something was afoot in March. I don't know.
Did you?
Yes, I did, because I was in touch a lot with the organizers, because I was hosting a lot of creative content on their stages, and they were beginning to get guests in the last few years, like voice actors, and they were cutting things. And I started to think, I'm not sure when events start to cut stuff and change things around, or it was bad. But I'm kind of saying this is ugly because sadly, when the event closed its doors, many staff were without a job suddenly. A lot of the staff and contractors weren't paid straight away. I've now been paid, so thank you to the gods of finance and whatever. I'm like, fine. And I know that some people did get paid, but it was really scary for a lot of people, especially for those who worked there, who loved the community and event for so many years. And I feel so sad for them.
Because it was all of a sudden, wasn't it? In terms of, it just shutting down.
And mine's on a similar note, because live events like that, people will be listening to this podcast who play games, and that's their relationship with gaming. That's it. Whether it's a game on your phone, or whether it's, you got a console or a PC or whatever, you play, and that's it. But for a lot of people, it's somewhere where you want to work. It's your community, it's your mates, and you go to live events like this to maybe see your favorite content creators, or get an early look at a game that you might be interested in playing, or getting career advice or whatever. Having big moments like that, exposition, expos, is like a chance to like show the game space off to the world as well, right? And you lose that, so you lose that opportunity to get together with people. Mine, same thing. Do you used to say WASD or WASD?
WASD.
WASD, the expo, which I went to loads when I was working in the game space, because it's a great place to find stories, to find examples of new games coming up. That was a showcase for UK games in London. It was held in April. That's closed its doors very recently as well. So now, when you look, if you're really into games, probably you probably only go into those things if you really, really love games, right? You're really into it. But if you do, and you want to, this is a big part of your life, where do you go now? WASD is closed down. We just heard from Claire about Insomnia. So EGX, which was another big one, is now part of Comic-Con, so it's not its own thing anymore.
Yeah.
That's an ugly side of the industry that should be doing so well, maybe on a bit of a decline.
Yes, it's quite sad because, as you say, it's a nice introduction to like the really nice communities that there are in gaming. A lot of these events, like Claire, I was at Insomnia, the last one before it closed down, and the sense of community is great. You get to meet people that you've that maybe like you follow the same kind of Twitch communities or Discord communities. You get to meet up for the first time. It's fun events that you can do there, like the dark room, and like that kind of unite people and get people together. And it's a shame that like that's not there for a lot of people, because for some that was helped them kind of get into gaming because they're surrounded by like-minded people that are really just, that's really cool. Just like, I like to play a few games a year, and then you kind of meet those people. And those, as you said, those events are declining, man.
Yeah. Well, this is really joyful end to the pod, isn't it? I know, what have you got?
Your Western stuff, man. Good, bad, and the ugly. What the?
I will end it on. I will say something positive. Although these are like sad stories, and and I do feel sad that these events have closed down. What I think times of transformation do, and I feel like for the industry and for the world in general, we're in a time of transformation. Things are changing, but I think, and it feels uncomfortable. Change always feels uncomfortable, and it's not good and it's not fun. But I think what will come out of that is a new solution, something better. And communities aren't going away. They still exist online. I know from communities that I follow, they still meet up outside, or they just go to different places. Like, human beings will find each other no matter what, no matter how shy or extroverted they are, they will find each other. And in a way, it's maybe a positive thing, because it might make us look about how we can make things better, more organized, better for communities. So things have to change, and I think that change can be good.
I
absolutely.
Like that.
Look at that. Come on. Look at Claire.
Hollywood correspondent.
Hollywood correspondent Claire. That would have been a bit of inspiration to finish the pod. You know what? I don't want to do your ugly now, because I don't want to go back down into the sadness.
No, we can't top that.
Wait, so you know what? Save what you had, and we'll talk about it another time. Yeah, we'll talk about it, because I don't want to go down there. So listen, we're going to finish up just by sort of throwing a question out there to the listeners and to you guys. You might have seen this survey on social media the other day. It's an old one, but it got sort of sometimes Instagram throws old stuff back up, and you see it, and it got popped up, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. And it was a survey that listed the most stressful games of all time. Ooh. What are the 5 most stressful games of all time? So I'm not going to give you the answer. So people listening, you know what to do. You're going to find us on Instagram. You're going to find one of our posts, and we're going to talk about this on that post. And you are going to suggest your 5 most stressful games of all time on there. And then we will let you know what the answer is next week on the next podcast, on next Tuesday's podcast, not Thursdays, next Tuesdays. Have a guess of a couple that are on there.
Shall I give a guess?
Have a guess. You don't give it all 5 away. Just have a guess.
I'll tell you what. I'll give one now, and then I'll save one for the Discord.
Okay.
How about that?
Hello, nice idea. What are you saying? Pick one you think's in the top 5. I know the answer, so I'm not going to give any. I'd be cheating.
What do you think?
I can't give it because I'm looking at the answer.
I don't know now.
Okay, Claire, do you reckon one that's in the top 5 most stressful games of all time?
Sorry, Claire.
Go on, Inel.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you got it.
Okay,
I was good.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say Alien Isolation. Okay, is that
scary?
Sorry, Claire. Was you going to say that?
There's only one answer for me. Mario Kart, aka Sweario Kart, for me.
Sweario.
I can imagine our Hollywood correspondent getting quite heated playing Mario Kart. Oh yeah. Well, look, let us know, what do you think the 5 most stressful games of all time are, as per this survey from about 2022 that's resurfaced recently. You'll find our post on social media asking the question. Comment your answers below, and we will let you know who got it right in the next Tuesday episode. So look, that's it for this episode. It's been a joy. Claire, thanks for joining. Claire's just moved apartment. She just sorted a Wi-Fi just so she could be back on Press X to continue.
I love that.
I'm here. I've survived. My cat's still hiding under the bed. He's not as pleased to be here.
Your cat does not like first-person shooters either.
No, he agrees.
Get involved in our conversations, of course. Find us on social media, PressXPod on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky. If you comment, then we're going to send you a link out to a brand new Discord. And remember, we're going to be with you on Thursday with another episode of Retro Press X, which is where we share with you some of our back catalogue. So Retro Press X coming on Thursday. We're back next week, next Tuesday. Until then, bye-bye. Take care of yourselves. And I can't be more inspirational than Claire. So listen to Claire's message again and get all fired up again about being good people.
See you later.
See ya.